Today we're going to go for a cruise down a beautiful creek. G'day and welcome to this week's episode of Warwick Naylor's Boomerang Adventures. And today I'm going to be taking you down a creek system that is really nice. There's heaps of wildlife down here. There's birds and different plants and fish in the water. There's all types of things to see in this week's episode, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And welcome to any new subscribers, and please consider subscribing yourself if you haven't already, and give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your notifications as well. And keep an eye out for me on Facebook, because I've started up a new group which is basically a focus on nature, survival and bushcraft, so go across there to check that out, and I'll catch you at the end of the episode. Well, I'm on some creek somewhere out in Australia, and it's a really beautiful day. It started off quite windy and now the wind has dropped right off, and it's just like a glass river. But I brought the paddleboard with me. I'm in an outboard motor. I'm in a boat with an outboard motor, and I brought the paddleboard with me so I can take it off and have a bit quieter look around. And I'm just going to go up and down the edges of this creek and see what I can find. I might even chuck the line in for a while if it looks like I can find a good spot. So I'll get into it and pump up this paddleboard and have a bit of have a look around. Okay, time to get on the paddleboard and hand the microphone back over and put on the big mic, so here we go. Well, one of the problems with a bit of a rushed plan is that sometimes you end up taking the wrong gear, and when I bought these paddle boards, I bought one for me, one for the children, and they're the same colour, they're the same bag, but they're not the same length. And I got in just before and I wonder why it was sinking, and it's because there's not enough air in it, because I'm too heavy for this thing. It's a children's size, so that's why I'm sitting down. Anyway, it doesn't detract much from the day. It's a beautiful day anyway, and it doesn't matter if I get a bit wet. I know in the States at the moment, getting wet would be the last thing people would be thinking about, but trust me, summer will come again. You'll enjoy getting in the water again. Anyway, time to get off this thing and up the river a bit more. One thing I haven't done much of on this channel is just sitting and waiting. Often you see more wildlife if you just sit down and be quiet, and you'll often see them in their unafraid state, or this natural state where they're very comfortable with their surroundings, so they start feeding and they start socialising and that sort of stuff. So we're just sitting here at the edge of the bank and listening and watching for different types of animals that will come by or that we can hear. So already there's a number of things that have gotten comfortable because I've been sitting here for a few minutes now. I've seen a white-faced heron up in the tree. There's lots of minnows in the water. There's I've seen a little blue wren, and there, well, I saw the female, so she's brown, but the male is a brilliant blue. Damselflies and dragonflies, little water skimmers. I can hear a marsh or swamp harrier over there. Saw a kingfisher just fly past actually. So this is a damselfly here, and it just landed on my hand, and it's having a rest because it's been injured. If you look at the abdomen there, it's gotten crushed by something, probably a bird. Had a go at it and it escaped, and now it's living the last moments of its existence, I'd say. It's not going to live much longer. I've never seen this happen before. But it can fly, even with a mangled guts like that. Bit sad, but who knows what emotions are going on in the mind of an insect at the end of the day. So I'll see if I can make it fly away. There we go. Wow. Well, it's a first time for everything, isn't there? Alright, well, I'm going to go on the paddleboard again. There's some lotus flowers I saw just over there as we stopped the boat, so let's go pick one and have a look at, a closer look. Funny thing is, going across this weed is that it's so warm that the water goes from, I don't know, it might be 20 degrees out in the channel section of the creek, but in here as it gets over this cattail, that's cattail there, and duckweed, that's the maroni coloured stuff on the top. I reckon the temperature would have to go to, I don't know, it's something that you'd have a bath in, like about 35 degrees. Wow, it's pretty. Very pretty. Amazing. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay. And a leaf. Wow, look at that. Very pretty. Never really been up close and had a good look at them before. They're really attractive. You can get orange ones as well, and there's and pink ones too, I think. So there's a bit of variety, but they all seem to look like that. And the leaf is, yeah, pretty standard lotus flower leaf, but they're pretty common through these waterways. And by the way, when I mentioned degrees before, that's Celsius, so 35 degrees Celsius is the top of this water. It's really nice, but it doesn't take much to go down like under that. It's cool again, like about that far. And also should mention that I'm in southern Australia, so I'm not anywhere in Australia. There's no crocodiles down here. Water's too cold in winter time for them, and I'm too far inland for that anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't be doing this on this stand-up paddleboard if there were crocs anywhere near me. And contrary to what a lot of people would think, someone that dresses in the kind of clothes I'm in, they don't wrestle crocs. They keep well away from them. It tends to be foreigners that forget about the dangers of crocs and take risks. But no, this Aussie is not going to be ending up in the belly of a crocodile, I can tell you. And certainly not down in southern Australia. One of the things I like about the waterways around this area is that we have asparagus plants growing wild all over the place. And if you're there at the right time of the year, you can pick up a free feed. It's not traditional bush tucker, but it is tucker you can get at the side of the riverbank. So it's pretty easy to pick. Often you see it in its mature state like that. It's sort of like an aniseed plant when it goes to flower. And then it has these little berries that eventually turn that orangey red colour. And I don't know if you can eat those or not. But these have gone already to seed, so you can't eat them. But I noticed one before, a little spear. There's one. So that's asparagus spear. Yeah, and you know, it smells just like it, because it is it. But it's going a little bit rank because it's a bit old. But anyway, tastes okay. So about 2-3 months ago, it probably would have been just right. Anyway, just a little bush trick for local people. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching this week's episode. I really had a great time, even though I didn't catch any fish. It was just so entertaining seeing all the flora and fauna at work in its own habitat. So I'll catch you on next week's episode.